A boy urinated on his mother, and the next day, an unusual flower sprouted from her back. Even stranger, she started feeling a beard growing on her face, and her teeth also grew slightly longer. At first, Mary ignored these changes, but soon she realized she was slowly transforming into a dog. One day, she took her son to the park to play. Surprisingly, a group of dogs immediately gathered around her, as if they recognized one of their own, and they were all very friendly. Mary was delighted and began playing on the ground with the dogs and her son. She was unaware that flowers resembling animal features were gradually appearing on her face. In the evening, while preparing to take a bath, Mary suddenly felt pain in her tailbone. Upon removing her clothes, she saw a thin growth of about 10 centimeters emerging from her tailbone. When touched, it caused intense pain, so she quickly sterilized a needle, pierced the growth, and unexpectedly, a long flower-like structure emerged. After this incident, Mary's sense of smell became extremely sensitive, far beyond normal. She could instantly identify the 18 ingredients in a cheese biscuit. At that moment, Mary was shocked to realize that she was slowly transforming into a sniffing dog. One night, she woke up to the sound of barking dogs and saw that neighboring dogs had come searching for her. Mary thought the dogs might have come to play but quickly felt something unusual. At first, Mary believed that the previous night's incident was merely a dream. However, the next morning, her son brought her a dead mouse, which frightened her so much that she immediately asked him to throw it away. Afterward, she noticed dead small animals at her doorstep. By then, she realized that what happened the previous day was not a dream. These animals were possibly hunted by the dogs at night. To understand what was happening, Mary quickly went to the library and asked for a book on women turning into dogs. The librarian was dumbfounded by this request. However, seeing Mary's seriousness, she handed her a magical book about women. Upon returning home, Mary started studying the book and found a description of a mysterious woman. These women build nests after giving birth and gradually transform into independent birds over time. But as she read, she suddenly found herself trapped in an illusion. In this illusion, she saw herself as a giant bird living in trees and flying freely in the sky. At that moment, Mary experienced unparalleled peace, but the next instant, her son's voice pulled her back to reality. Learning that her son was hungry, Mary quickly took him to a nearby restaurant for a meal. While eating, the wooden plates suddenly broke, but Mary did not ask for replacements and instead started eating with her hands. In this moment, Mary was embracing her animalistic instincts. She began taking large bites and licking like a dog. Feeling the strange and curious gazes of people, Mary immediately stopped her actions and cleaned her face with tissues. Just then, a library staff member suddenly appeared and began speaking. He played with Mary's son, saying children love to play. Seeing this, Mary was delighted. It felt as if she had met her best friend. When she returned home, her husband was back from work. She welcomed him warmly. Deciding to bathe, Mary noticed spots resembling cat and dog prints on her body. After bathing, she noticed that her husband was seriously avoiding looking at the child and was instead busy with his games. Mary felt like yelling at her husband at that moment but remained silent. She was a homemaker, and the family's income depended on her husband. In the evening, Mary read a book about witches and recalled an incident from her childhood. Ali suddenly found his mother outside, moving like an animal in the darkness. At that moment, Mary heard barking from outside again, so she slowly stepped out of the house. It was then she felt like a dog. Lying on the ground, sniffing the grass, and even running into a pit like a dog. In the next moment, she fully transformed into a dog and ran wildly on the street. She finally experienced an extraordinary sense of freedom. In the end, she hunted a small rabbit near the roadside. It wasn't until midnight that she returned home and cleaned all the dirt off her body before sleeping. After this nocturnal adventure, Mary felt extremely cheerful and saw herself as a playful dog while looking after her children. By then, Mary had found a way to manage childcare that suited her. During the following days, she cared for her child during the day and transformed into a dog at night to go hunting. She felt at peace only among her kind. One night, she ran outside with the other dogs to hunt and suddenly felt hungry. Upon seeing a kitten at her doorstep, she approached it silently. By the next morning, Mary realized that being a dog could lead to trouble. Yet she remained unbothered by the heat of the close encounters. But upon reaching her doorstep, she found that her husband's beloved pet cat was indeed dead. The woman had accidentally killed her husband's precious pet cat, which enraged her husband, as that cat was his dearest. The husband asked Mary why she did it and said that if she was struggling with childcare, she could have asked for help. This deeply hurt Mary, and she became angry. She told him that he never paid attention to the games or helped with anything. When I gave up my artistic career at your insistence so you could pursue recognition and success outside, I sacrificed my time and dreams, managed all the housework, yet it was still not enough. Just accidentally, I killed your beloved pet cat. As soon as Mary heard her husband say that women should take care of the family, she fell silent. A while later, she proposed a divorce because she also needed her own time and space. Her husband calmed down and asked Mary if she intended to have children. Mary shook her head because she hadn't yet found a balance between caregiving and work. Soon, the husband took the children, giving Mary a break. In her free moments, she resumed painting. She ran and exercised in her free time. During this period, Mary understood the value of her life. Meanwhile, her husband's health improved after leaving Mary. In reality, Mary's desire to become a dog was a result of her inner longing. Since caring for a child had limited her, she wanted to be a free dog. Over time, her husband also understood the challenges of childcare. One day, while feeding the child noodles, the child threw them on the floor, creating a mess. Seeing this, he quickly knelt to clean it up. After some time, Mary completed nearly all her paintings and organized an art exhibition based on motherhood. She artistically portrayed the struggles of mothers. These paintings touched the hearts of many women. After the exhibition, her husband came and immediately apologized. He finally understood how challenging it was to take care of children. In the end, they forgave each other and came together again. After enduring so much, they made a fresh start. Finally, they found a way to balance family and work. Because bringing up children is not a one-time task. They decided to run the family together and raise children hand in hand. This story teaches us that nurturing a child is a significant journey in life. Couples should work as a team to avoid internal conflicts in the path of childcare. When both partners share responsibilities, only then can the flowers of motherhood bloom.